I've been at this place since 1973 and it was still a functioning dairy farm when I came here and had a look at it for the first time. Somehow I got the money to buy this place and moved here in 75, and my theme has always been to plant trees and grow them. And now that some of the trees are pretty big. So the jungle shrine ritual is whatever thought you're having, you say it.
Okay. I love one guy. I love one guy, but he is my friend. He is loved by other my friend.
Your friend.
Yeah, so same friend, and we are really get close. Really close.
Close, yeah, we were close.
So I didn't say anything. It's secret.
And she was talking about him the whole time, and
yeah,
you were saying yes,
but I didn't say anything. Me too, and like this.
Wow.
So really young.
Yeah.
It's really young.
Very common, I think.
Yeah, when they built this. Yeah, this is a dairy for I don't know, until 1974 or 73. It was it stopped being a dairy. Yeah, buying this place was an incredible lucky break. There's no doubt about that. Because I had to save all the money to buy it. And then my father wouldn't lend me any money when I needed a few extra $1,000, he wouldn't lend it to me, which is completely pathetic. So yeah, buying this place was an incredible lucky break because I saved all my money to do it, you know. And number two, to be honest, although there's a bit of a lingering grudge there, the lady I linked up with, and you know, maybe she wasn't a 10 out of 10 good character, but I tell you what, she was an education to me like you would not believe. In self-indulgence and wantonness. So yeah, I learned a few tricks from her, but that's sort of half a secret, but yeah, I'm happy to admit that.
So do you think she fell in love with this place as well as falling in love with you?
Never fell in love with me, let's be completely clear. There wasn't a day passed in our relationship when she wasn't complaining and, oh look, I'm going to leave, you know, this is too boring and terrible for me. And on one level, you know, for me she was unreachable, if you know what I mean, because I didn't have any money and she had a money background sort of thing. But you know, she's perhaps a bit lazy, you know, so she just lingered on here for for a few years, you know, before she got another boyfriend and all that sort of stuff. Looking back, you know, there was some gain for me for sure, you know. The lady I was married to went to art school, and this is one of her works of art. It says here, it says here, to Mum from Robin. So the lady I was married to made this for her mother, and gave it to her mother. But honestly, her mother was much more neat and tidy, and I'm sure wouldn't have liked it. Anyway, somehow it's ended up here in my jungle shrine. Little thoughts. Well, the thing is, when no one's here, you think, oh, you know, I'd like to have a good visitor come. Not that long ago, I had a Chinese girl, and she was like the visitor from hell, if you know what I mean. And just somehow bad attitude, all that sort of stuff, you know. So the thing is, it's a very tricky subject, you know, because, yeah, you wish to have good people, but you sure don't want anyone that they can just make life total hell for you. And if you look at my reviews, there's 2 reviews which are not very good. Well, the thing is, one of them was because a girl did the wrong thing. She did exactly what she was told not to do, and then she goes and does it, if you know what I mean. And I say, well, look, if you're going to do that, well, you can go and stay at their place. So she gives me like a 0-star rating. You know, so it's just somehow, you know, you're subject to people and their whims, and I mean, I won't go into too much details, but yeah, people can say completely terrible things about you with no basis whatsoever. You know, I mean, I won't go into detail, but yeah, it can happen for sure. Let's try again. Bloody hell. It's lost its leaves. But anyway, the walking track is just there. That goes around the farm. But this is a side one going up to the cave. The camping cave. So we'll go up to the camping cave.
Camping cave?
Cave, yeah. Cave, you know, word cave. And it's big enough to camp in.
Mm.
I'll just chop a few things in the way.
Surprise.
The last girl to camp in the cave here by herself, she took off, and after she'd gone for like half an hour or so, I got this phone call, and she said she was lost in the jungle. And I said to her, well, where are you? And she said, I don't know, but there's a lot of trees and rocks around. But if she had seen something like that, she would have known it's not altogether lost. There are still humans around. But anyway, luckily I was able to come and find her and take her up to the cave and leave her there for the night. Miyako was a Japanese girl. She got lost in the jungle too one day. Just fill up the hole. See this hole in the ground? It's recent. It's younger than the hut, and it's very bad because if I didn't keep filling it up, it'd eventually just fall in. In fact, I can show you an example down the track here, where there was just a hole in the ground when I had the track, and now it's a steep-sided gully. So anyway, my process is to just throw anything in it, like a bit of dirt or anything like that. But probably mostly I start here. This is a bit closer to the hut. Just drop it there. But yeah, we're getting there. I'll cut babies as small as that. If I can saw it up, and Neville next door, he's setting up his little bench so that he can cut things even smaller than that. So yeah, but the thing is to find people who want to use small dimension woods. That's the problem. So yeah. Maybe. If I'm leading an ordinary day, and I'm just sitting here, maybe feeling a bit down, let's be honest, and so I go for a bit of a walk, have a look at something, well, every so often you get a hit. You look at something, or you have a thought or something, and you think, wow, that's fantastic. That gives me, a bit of inner joy or something like that. And easily it could happen like a dozen times a day, And, it's whether watching the trees grow or, a piece of wood or something like that, or maybe speak to somebody or something like that. You think, oh, or maybe have a positive thought, just thinking about that. So, and also what I have to tell Nagisha is that when you visit people, you realise you bring happiness with you. You make people's lives who are boring happy.
Will you say it's been a hard life working here in the forest?
No. Honestly, because the thing is, when I was in the forest, we used to have to start work at 7 o'clock in the morning, and knock off at 4, Well, I still keep the tradition of knocking off at 4, but I gave up starting work at 7 o'clock pretty quickly. And so honestly, I've had a bit of a breezy life, Now, a few tough jobs you've got to do sometimes, but honestly, nothing compared to what it could have been, absolutely. But I haven't applied for the pension because I believe, while I've still got a bit of life in my body, it's my business to somehow, try and make a bit of a living for myself. So yeah, I haven't applied for the pension.
Well, how old are you, Bob?
Yeah, 68. This track brings civilization into the wild jungle, the uncivilized jungle. Civilization, that's where people are clever and kind to each other, as opposed to, cut this. Because on the wall here is half a map of Australia, and I want to sort of set out on a jungle expedition, somehow get to here and draw in the rest of this map of Australia to a group of people, to a group of explorers. Nagisha, do you want to climb in? Do you want to come in?
Is it this area?
Sydney.
In Sydney and Brisbane, Sunshine Coast.
That's right.
And Perth?
Perth's over here. Perth's not really on it.
Oh, Cairns.
Yeah, Cairns is up there. Yeah, okay. Cairns is up there. Cape York. Over there's the kitchen. That's the stove.
Oh, I see. There we go.
And you just come in through the front door and also the chimney.
Very nice.
That's right. Over there's the back door.
Oh, emergency exit, fire exit.
That's right. If somehow there's a fire breaks out or something, you can always...
You better catch this fire. Yeah.
That's right. You always get out there if you have to. Or somehow, you're getting raided by, anyway, I don't know, you could be raided by some bad people, there can be any types of bad people. You can always escape through the back door if you have to. It's the back door.
Back door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Front door?
Yeah. Back door?
Yeah. A snake has no eye lids to blink with. It has it has to sort of replace the surface of its eye every so often. So whenever it replaces its skin, it replaces the surface of its eyes, and that's why its eyes are there, and that's why it is so incredibly clear. That sort of I don't know what it is, but yeah, the skin over the eyes. See that? Yeah.
Oh. And mouth.
That's right. So we just give this a bit of a cut as we go along.
Cool. Where's that tree snake?
Yeah, really
Oh, it's very
light.
delicate.
Yeah.
There's another big tree there which like when my daughter was 6, I took her all the way to that tree and photographed her beside that tree because it was the biggest tree of that type that I'd ever seen, but 30 years later sort of thing, it's died and fallen over, so a bit tragic for sure. What do we have to get used to that, I suppose? Forests naturally grow timber and wood just anyway, if you know what I mean. And if you don't cut down a few trees, the forest still keeps on growing, because those trees die, fall over and rot. So, so it's pretty harmless for you to thin out a few trees, which probably would have died anyway, and build wonderful houses, that humans love to live in. I think living in a timber house is somehow has warmth and feeling with it, sort of thing. Because however hot or cold it gets out there, that's how hot and cold it's going to get in here as well. And if you've got a house with thick walls and all that sort of stuff, well it's like living in a jail cell or something like that. But a timber house, you're in touch with everything that goes on out there. So yes, this is rusty. Oh, thunder. Thunder. Ah, see, he's getting nervous. See this? He's frightened. Yeah, he's frightened. Yeah, if you look at the what do you call it, the what do they call it?
The radar.
The radar. You can see where the storm cell is, and you can sort of draw your own conclusion whether it's going to come or not. But the rain is not very cold. It's quite warm. get sort of half warm. If you get wet, it doesn't matter too much.
Wow. Yeah. No, right in.
Yes. Outdoor shower. Outdoor shower. Outdoor. When it's
Wow,
all
right new.
Pretty close.
Yes.
What do you think of this, Bob?
Oh, it's very wonderful. The rain is very wonderful, but the guttering needs fixing up here, so I have to do that quite soon.
How far away do you say the lightning is?
Like half a mile or something.
What does the rain mean?
Oh, it's wonderful for sure. It means everything comes back to life again. After approaching death.
So Bob, were you an only child?
No. I had 2 younger sisters, and the younger one stole $1 million by dishonesty from me and the other sister.
What do you get scared of, Bob?
Bit of paranoia about termites in the house. I've eaten a few boards and I'm deeply upset by that. And you're always worried they've found some new way into the house you haven't noticed. So yeah, worried about that. I've eaten that one out. And to replace those, that one's not too bad to replace, but to replace these ones here, it's a bloody job because they're all fitted in together.
Yeah.
And it goes down past the floor, so you've got to pull up the floor a bit. Oh, anyway, it just depresses me like you would not believe. It's a long wait to plant the tree and then sit and wait for 40 years to make some money. You've got to distract yourself with other things in the meanwhile.
Do you see any romance in the future?
Romance, for sure. The thing is, well, humans, they have to fall in love and they have to get a broken heart. But a few people have broken my heart, but you know, that's the way it goes. But I don't think I've broken anyone's heart, really. And, but yeah, we like that thought for sure, you know, falling in love and running the gauntlet of a broken heart. But, yeah.
But you haven't given up on that in the future, you're still open to that?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Bit of a secret, yeah. Haven't given up. The thing is, maybe I'm a bit old on the inside, but a part of me on the inside is as young as ever. But yeah, we still somehow have our secret dreams, if I could put it that way. Yeah. Because I believe in the theory that if you can somehow visualise something about your life, it will come about. The hardest thing is to have the vision or the idea. Once you've got that, it's then possible to bring it about. I think if you've got the idea, fate will somehow supply you with the means to for it to happen. I just get that and just wherever you like. Okay. Now he's not allowed up here, but if I'm here, it's okay. So if he spends the night here, I lift up these cushions so he can't sleep on them. I lift all those cushions up, so he has to sleep on the hard floor. Of course, he's a dog. He has to learn how to do it. No, I think that's about it. Sort of thing. I can't. Oh yeah, Wabi Sabi. Maybe I can say a few words about Wabi Sabi.
Yeah.
Of course, Wabi Sabi is the basis of Japanese aesthetics. The profound and the ordinary, the subtle beauty of nature. Sort of how nature, it rains and everything becomes green. So fantastic. And the third one is the aesthetics of imperfection. Things not perfect are more interesting than things that are perfect. And perhaps there is too much Wabi Sabi here. Too much nature, too much imperfection, but it suits me. Very, very famous Welsh song.
Yeah.
It's probably the most famous. Is it the most famous?
Road of Heaven. Yeah, it probably is, yeah.
Is it like the Welsh national
How
song?
did more faster?
No,
Or
slowly.
slowly?
Quite slow.
Yeah, I have a few bad days for sure, but the thing is, bad days are just like saving yourself up. Like putting money in the bank and it'll sort of have a really good day. That's the thought.